Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is going to be our second review in the lineup of the hollow body frogs that we picked up from Tackle Warehouse a couple weeks ago, and this is the Snag-proof Ish's Phat frog. This is a signature series frog from Monroe. It's a very popular frog. A lot of you guys probably already own this frog, so I'm going to compare it up against some of the other popular frogs like the coppers and the spro frogs, and just kind of give you my 2 cents about what is involved in the frog and also the details of the frog. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so the Ish's Phat frog. The dimensions of this frog are the length of 2 3/4 inches, and on the website they have it listed at 0.67 ounces, so just short of being a 3/4 ounce lure. It's a little bit heavier for the hollow body frogs. And it's a topwater frog, so it's going to float ideally in most situations. And when you collapse the frog down completely and don't allow any air to get back inside of it, it'll actually sink on you completely. The cool thing about this lure is that it has this tube that goes through the body of it, and you can kind of see the shape of it here, rounded right here. See, this frog inserts through the middle of the frog as opposed to like a copper's frog, which is more towards the rear of the frog. It goes into the frog here in the middle of it, and then there's a tube that is actually molded into the body of the frog. And the end of the mold is right here, and the beginning of the mold is right here. So the idea is that when you are fishing the frog, it shouldn't take on any water at all. In fact, in my experiences with fishing with it, and I got several hits on it, brought it back like this several times. I didn't actually pick up any fish on it, but I did bring it back to the boat several times like this. And in my experiences with it, I didn't find it to take on any water at all. So it seems to do its job. I remember watching a few videos about this frog, and somebody was saying that this tube here tends to crack or come loose or break altogether inside the frog, where it won't serve its purpose anymore. It'll actually start taking on water, just like the other frogs that are out there. So durability may be an issue with the frog, but I can't speak to that personally because I haven't fished with it enough. But I can tell you, in my experiences with it, it didn't take on any water, and that's a good trait to have because you don't have to be squeezing the water out a lot. But when it comes back to the boat like this and there's no air left inside of it, because the air will escape through the leg holes here, and when it escapes through the leg holes here, when a frog crushes it down, it'll actually sink on you. So not a big deal. It just means that you won't be able to fish it if a frog hits it and then collapses it down and then doesn't allow it to breathe any air back into the frog itself. So let me go ahead and show you guys a measurement. The frog with the ring on the front is almost 3 inches. You can see it's just short of 3 inches. It's like 15/16 or 7/8 of 2 7/8 or 2 15/16. And then the legs are already shortened up. The legs are about the same length as the body of the frog, which is what most people find to be ideal when fishing frogs, is that they like them to be about the same length as the body of the frog. So the legs are about 2 3/4 inches, about 2.5 inches, 2 3/4 inches. And on this one, actually on both of these, the legs are actually, they seem to be spray painted with some sort of a glitter flash. So you can kind of see that sparkle that it has when you shift the frog around. And I'm sure that's just to attract more attention as it goes through the weeds and stuff. These are rubber skirt legs, and they feel like they're silicone, and I think that's just because of that spray paint that's on there. But when you look at them, they're round. They're actually round. The word escapes me right now, but they are rounded instead of squared off like silicone skirts. Mostly are squared up, where the rubber ones are rounded up. So that just doesn't really mean anything, just to kind of go over the material with you. Now, as far as the frog body is concerned, the frog body is one of the more stiffer frog bodies of all the frogs that I have. It's definitely not the stiffest frog body. I mean, we're talking small, minute details here. I mean, the frog does seem to be a little bit stiffer than some of the other frogs that are out there. I would say it's a little bit stiffer than average. The copper's frog seems to be very soft compared to the snag-proof frog, but about the same. Maybe I would say it's about the same as the Spro bronze-eye frog there. In fact, it looks to be even about the same size. On their website, they talk about this frog being heavy, so it makes it a little bit more castable. So go ahead and show you guys the shape of these frogs side by side with the bronze-eye frog on the left and the snag-proof on the right. And then also here is the 65T. So this is the big daddy of the Copper's live target frog. The copper on the left, Copper's live target frog on the left, and the the snag-proof on the right. So I had a lot of blow-ups on this frog. This one is the one that I was fishing with. I had a lot of blow-ups on this frog, and I didn't land any of them. It could be my fault. When you get blow-ups, especially from small fish, and you see them from far away, and you just see water splashing up all over the place, and then you wait the 2 or 3 seconds, and then you feel that tension on the line, and then set the hook, but you don't get the fish. Could be one of two things, in my opinion. It could be either you just didn't get a good hookup on the frog, and that could be the frog's fault just because it has a stiff material, or it could be a small fish that took it down under. You can't tell when because I've had fish 12, 13 inches blow up on frogs before and make a whole bunch of splash and noise and actually land them and come back to the boat and find out that they were only 12 or 13 inches long. So it's hard to say what it was because I didn't actually land any fish with this frog. But I do know that it's one of the more stiffer frogs that I have in the box. With that being said, it comes standard with a rattle inside. It's got a glass tube rattle that you find on like some spinner baits and stuff like that. And there was a Tackle Warehouse video that showed Monroe actually crushing that glass tube inside, so it actually made more of more sound inside the frog. But here's what it sounds like just standard. And here's what the Evolved Nervous Walker frog sounds like, and it's got a rattle inside it also. But I suppose if you were to crush it down, I really don't want to hurt myself trying to do this, but I guess I can give it a shot and see if I can crush it down here. Yeah, it's pretty slippery in there. You're going to have to get like something to crush it down with that it's not going to let it slip around inside of there. But either way, it does come with a rattle, which is something that's nice because hardly any of the frogs that I bought came with rattles. So and it's not a big deal to have to install them yourself. I mean, it's actually very easy, and the rattles are cheap. And you can actually use whatever material you want to make a rattle. It really doesn't matter what you put inside of them, just as long as it makes some noise so you can attract the fish and bring them up. So the other point that I want to bring up about this frog is that it seems like it's tailored to be a walking style frog. The legs on this frog, I'll show you the bronze-eye frog. You can see that on the bronze-eye frog, they're kind of pointed out towards the sides. And on this is the snag-proof frog on the right, they're pointed more towards the rear. And what that's going to do is just going to allow it to walk a little bit easier. Again, the legs are already shortened up. They're already cut down to a length that is going to promote a better walking ability in the water. So it just seems like the frog is tailor-made to be a walking style frog. So for those of you that want to have a walking style frog, this is it. This seems to be the place to be right here. So anyway, let's go over the colors here. I got two of what I thought were pretty popular colors. This first color is called Cali, and it's just a black and yellow frog. You guys get the idea when you look at it here. You guys can see the eyes. You can totally tell that it's just a painted eye there. There's nothing glued on about it because the eyes aren't perfect. But again, it really doesn't matter because this is the business of the frog. This is what they're going to see, and this is what's going to attract them when you're moving it through the water. So it's a black and yellow frog, and this one's just called Cali. And this next frog is called Ish-alicious, one word. And this one has a kind of a pale yellow belly on it, and white sides and a green top, and the two different colors on the skirt material here, with the darker green and the chartreuse on there, with that, again, with that sparkly flash that they spray painted on there. So this is just called Ishalicious. All right, guys. So that's really all I have to say about the frog itself. You guys can tell that they're more, some of the frogs that I own, they come with a rounded hook. I'll show you guys the Bose frog. The Bose frog comes with a round style hook, where the bend of the hook is actually rounded and there's no extra wide gap to it. Whereas this one actually has it straight on the top and then just like an extra wide gap worm hook. And the same with the Spro Bronzi, and the same with the coppers. They all have that extra wide gap style hook to it. And I believe that these are Gamakatsu hooks. They're all, and again, you know, all the hooks out there, they're all going to be pretty much sharp and strong. So so I'm not going to sit here and split hairs on which one's sharper and which one's better or any of that. So they all seem to be thick gauge, heavy, and ready to rock and roll and go slay some bass for you guys. So I hope the review was good for you guys. For those of you that have had experience with this frog, good or bad, leave them down there in the comment section so people can actually learn from your experiences as well. And if you guys like the video, please hit the like button down there in the lower left corner. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, you guys want to know anything about the frogs, just write a comment down below or write me a message or something. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And we'll try to do another frog review next week. I'm going to go fishing again here today or tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. So hopefully we'll do some more frog reviews here in the next couple days. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the support. And leave a comment also if there's something else that I'm missing in these frog reviews that you guys want to see. All right, guys, thanks a lot.